So in this video, we're going to continue to look at finding the trig ratios for triangles. But in these problems, we're not going to be given all the side lengths of the triangle. So for example, find the tangent of theta for, so we have here a triangle, right triangle, here's theta, this angle up here, and we're told that the hypotenuse is 7 and this side, hypotenuse is 8 and this side here is 7. So if you look at this picture, we happen to be missing this side here. So to find that side, we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So remember, the Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the important thing is that c is always the hypotenuse. So that means this side 8 here, that's the hypotenuse. It doesn't matter what we call a and b, but the c always has to be the hypotenuse. So we're saying c is going to be equal to 8. We could call this one a, and what we're looking for we'll call b. So if I plug in here, we're going to have 7 squared plus b squared equals 8 squared. So 49 plus b squared equals 64. And then if I subtract 49 from both sides, b squared is going to be 15. And then b is going to be, now usually when we solve these, we say plus or minus 15. When we're just dealing with a triangle like this, we're going to take the positive case. So in our case, our b is going to end up being the square root of 15. And so now I can figure out what the tangent is, right? Because remember, the tangent of theta is the opposite over the adjacent. And so the opposite, right, of theta, that opposite angle is 7, right? This is that opposite side. And then this b here, that's going to be the adjacent side. So this is going to be the opposite, which is 7, and the adjacent, which is the square root of 15. So we just have to work to figure out what that missing side is. And this can happen for any of the sides could be missing, right? So call this part A, or I guess we'll just actually, I'm just going to put a line here down the page and we'll do another problem. So here we'll say find the secant of theta for, so this triangle, put theta down here, and we're given that this is 8 and 15. So again, in this case, the part that is missing is the c, right? C is always the hypotenuse, always the side opposite the right angle. And so it doesn't matter what we call a and b, so we'll just call 8 the a and 15 the b. So again, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 8 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared. So 64 plus 225 equals c squared. So 289 is equal to c squared. So c is going to be plus or minus square root of 289. 289 is actually a perfect square. So c is plus or minus 17. And again, because we're dealing with just a triangle, it's not in an xy plane yet, we're going to say this is going to be 17. And so now we're looking for secant. So the secant of theta. So if you remember, the secant of theta is the hypotenuse over the adjacent. So in our case, that's going to be 17 over 8.